Hey, what's going on, y'all? You already know who it is. It's the Mad Hatter. As always, I appreciate y'all, checking me out, giving me some of your time. So, before I even get into this whole situation, I have noticed that recently, around the world, whether it's in the U.S., wherever the hell it is, there's like a really weird energy going around, right? Like people are very, nobody's really listening people out. Nobody's really trying to hear people out. Everybody is just has in this weird frenzy mode, where they're just following other people, this kind of group mentality, this populism, and it's a little creepy, man. It's a little scary, but there's definitely something going on in the larger picture. I don't know exactly what, but and this story that I'm about to talk about kind of explains that, right? Now, there was a situation in Georgia where these people, they're a part of a group called Respect the Flag, right? And essentially what they do is they go around terrorizing people, right? They put loaded guns in people's faces. They call them racial epithets. They torture them, and they created this idea of fear. And they go around with the Confederate flag and the American flag, and they get in people's face. And recently they got in this at this black party. It was one of the parties they went to, but they went to it was an 8-year-old black child's party, right? And these people got all in this child's face and the people of the party's face, and they pointed guns and they called them racial epithets, and they disrupted everything, and they traumatized people, right? And this is an 8-year-old, man. Like, really? Like an 8-year-old girl? And like and you're already putting her in this situation, like what she can't amount to anything, so what, you want to kill her too? Like, what the fuck, man? But they got caught. But before they got caught, it was really interesting to me how the police in that situation still really didn't do policing type shit. Like, they stood there to make sure nothing popped off, but they didn't arrest anybody. And the judge said the same thing. The judge was like, yo, why y'all didn't arrest nobody? Like, that's kind of crazy that you arrested nobody for this. Now imagine if it was the other way around. If it was some brown people, some black people pointing guns in the face of some good upstanding white citizens, what would happen in that situation, So to me, that was really interesting how the cops really didn't do anything. And people I know, it just goes to show me, the only reason why I think that they even took this to the next level, why it even went to the court, is because they weren't just terrorizing black people, they were terrorizing other white people. And other white people called in frantically to 911. So that's what put this on the radar, right? And it's very unfortunate. I think it's very unfortunate that it came down to that, right? So this just goes to show me, man, like, again, they don't care about us. The system really don't care about us, unless some white people get hurt by it. And we just got to realize that, as soon as possible. And then, I will admit that the woman's apology, and the sad thing is, nobody wins in this situation, man. But the woman's apology, these are like 20-year-old people, they're like 26 and 28, just young people, and they have so much hate in their heart, man. It's just crazy to me. But I have noticed this thing about black people where we constantly forgive everybody who does wrong to us. I don't know where that comes from. I think it's another level of fear that we have, where we're not allowed to be angry, And I'm not saying you got to be hateful, but you don't have to go out of your way to forgive these people either. You can be indifferent to the situation, and I would advise, more black people to do so. And to wrap this up, man, this just goes to show, man, like, nobody wins in this situation by people being racist, And I'm not gonna sit here and say black people can't be racist, but it's just this video, man. Like, it's just, this is a part of the system. Like, it's in Georgia, a little place out in the sticks in Georgia. These people exist, man, and they have been emboldened by this Trump presidency, and they out there and they thought they were gonna be protected. Like, they were just in a fucking, like, mental like fit. Like, they couldn't even think straight. Even the chick, when she apologized, was like, talking about that, like. And that's why, I would advise anybody to just think before you do things now, man. We're in some very interesting times right now. There's a lot of emotions and hate going around. And I would just say, man, it just don't, we all lose, man. We're all on the same team. And I know, like, I hate hearing that, man, that kumbaya bullshit. But we really are. And this is me saying that, right? As somebody who is a part of a group that is victimized, right? But it's up to the other people who are a part of the privileged groups or the privileged classes to stand up and say some shit, man. Like, This is unacceptable. We can't allow this, man. But I think that court scene was really interesting to me because it just showed how she was sorry. You know, the people who were going to jail, the white people who were being racist and threatening people, even if you take the racism part out of it, the fact that they were threatening people with weapons and pointing them in their faces, you know, they were upset. I really do genuinely do believe that they think that they fucked up, you know. And then the people who were at the party, the attendees were upset. Everybody's upset. Everybody's hurting. Nobody comes out on top, man. So just think a little bit and try to hear people out just a wee bit, right? And black people, stop being so quick to forgive, man. Like, you can forgive, that's fine, but stop going out of your way to feel for these people, right? Like, we got to stop doing that because they don't feel for us. There's time and time again, like I said, I've said this before, where a black person will go to jail innocent because some white woman got raped, so they had to put somebody in jail back in the day. It was usually a black guy. That black guy, how many times have you seen a black guy come out of jail like 40 years later because they got DNA evidence and found out, you know, that he was innocent? A lot of times, but the people who were the victims, for the most part, they don't care. Like, they just want to see some blood. They just want to see blood, right? They don't care who is hurt. All they know is they're hurting, and they're spreading out hurt everywhere else. So let's not do that, man. Let's just be smart. I don't know what else the fuck to say. Thanks for listening, and I'm out.